Hi, I'm Emmy. I work as a receptionist at a dental office downtown. Nothing glamorous, but it pays the bills. Well, most of them anyway. I live with my dad and my younger brother Marcus, who has cerebral palsy and needs expensive medications to manage his condition. Emmy, you're home early, Marcus said from the living room couch, his voice bright despite the wheelchair parked beside him. Slow day at work. Dr. Peterson let me leave at 3. I dropped my bag and sat beside him. How are you feeling? Did you take your afternoon dose? His smile faded. About that, Dad said we need to wait until Friday to refill the prescription. Something about the budget being tight this month. Wait until Friday? Marcus, that's 4 days away. You can't skip doses like that. I know, but Dad says a lot of things. I pulled out my phone and checked my bank account. I have $200 left from my last paycheck. The pharmacy's still open. Let me call them. Marcus grabbed my wrist gently. Emmy, don't. You know how he gets when you spend money without asking him first. It's my money, and you're my brother. I'm calling. 20 minutes later, I walked through in the front door with Marcus's medication, feeling pretty good about myself. That feeling lasted about 10 seconds. What's in the bag? Dad appeared in the hallway, arms crossed. He's a big guy, used to work construction before his back injury, and he still carries himself like he's ready for a fight. Marcus's medication. I specifically said we'd get that on Friday. He can't wait until Friday, Dad. Missing doses could cause... Did I ask for a medical lecture? His voice got that edge to it, the one that meant trouble. How much did you spend? $175. $175. He repeated it slowly, like I'd said 1,000,000. And you didn't think to discuss this with me first? It's my money. I earned it. Under my roof, eating my food, using my electricity. There's no your money here, Emmy. Everything is family money, and I decide how it gets spent. Marcus wheeled into the hallway. Dad, please, I really needed... Stay out of this, Marcus. Your sister seems to think she runs this household. I don't think I run anything, I said, trying to keep calm. I just couldn't let my brother suffer because of some arbitrary budget timeline. Arbitrary? Dad stepped closer. You think keeping this family afloat is arbitrary? You have any idea what I sacrifice? Yeah, I do. I also know you bought a new fishing rod last week for $300. Wrong thing to say. I saw it in his eyes immediately. That's different. I work hard, I deserve... And Marcus doesn't deserve his medication? Don't twist my words, Emmy. This is about respect. This is about you undermining my authority in my own house. This is about my brother's health. Go to your room. I'm 23 years old. You can't just... I said go to your room! No. I stood my ground. Not until we talk about this like adults. That's when everything went wrong. Dad grabbed my arm, his grip iron tight. I tried to pull away, and he yanked me toward the stairs. You want to act like a child, I'll treat you like one. Let go of me! I struggled, but he was too strong. Dad, stop! Marcus shouted. Dad dragged me to the top of the stairs. I was trying to keep my balance, trying to break free, and then he just pushed. Not through, not released. Pushed. I tumbled down 13 steps, hitting my shoulder on the banister, my hip on the edge of a step, finally landing in a heap at the bottom. Everything hurt. I could hear Marcus screaming, hear Dad's heavy footsteps coming down. Look what you made me do, Dad said, standing over me. If you'd just listened, this wouldn't have happened. I couldn't move for a solid minute. When I finally sat up, my neighbor, Mrs. Chen, was at the door. Marcus must have called her. Oh my God, Emmy! She rushed in. I'm calling an ambulance. No ambulance, I managed. Too expensive. Forget expensive. Look at you. I'll take her to urgent care, Dad said, suddenly playing the concerned parent. Just a little accident on the stairs. Mrs. Chen looked between us, her expression sharp. A little accident? Marcus called me crying, said his father attacked you. Marcus is confused, Dad said smoothly. Emmy lost her balance, that's all. Is that true, Emmy? Mrs. Chen asked. I looked at Dad, saw the warning in his eyes, but my whole body ached and my brother was terrified and I was done. No, he dragged me to the stairs and pushed me because I bought Marcus his medication. That's not, Dad started. You pushed your own daughter down the stairs? Mrs. Chen's voice could cut glass. Over medication for your disabled son? You don't understand the situation, Dad said. I understand plenty. Emmy, can you stand? I'm taking you to urgent care myself, and we're filing a police report on the way. Don't be dramatic, Dad said. Emmy, tell her you're fine. I stood up slowly, every muscle screaming. I want to press charges. Dad's face went red. You ungrateful little... Choose your next words very carefully, Mrs. Chen warned. I'm a witness now, too. At urgent care, the doctor was a woman named Dr. Patricia Rodriguez. She had kind eyes, but a no-nonsense attitude. Bruised ribs, sprained wrist, multiple contusions, she said, examining me. You're lucky nothing's broken. You said you fell down the stairs? I was pushed. She stopped writing and looked at me directly. By whom? My father. I see. And this isn't the first time, is it? What makes you say that? These fading bruises on your upper arms, classic grab marks, different ages, different healing stages? I'd never really thought about it. Dad getting rough when he was angry had become almost normal. I never realized, I said quietly. Emmy, I need to ask you some questions, and I need honest answers. Does your father hurt your brother too? No, never. Marcus is... Dad sees him as fragile, but me, I'm supposed to be tough, supposed to handle it. That's not how this works. No one should handle being abused. It's not abuse, it's just... He has a temper. Dr. Rodriguez pulled up a stool. Emmy, abuse isn't just beating someone unconscious. It's control. It's intimidation. It's physical force used to maintain power. Would you describe your father that way? I thought about the money monitoring, the explosive anger, the way he made every decision, the way Marcus and I walked on eggshells. Yes, I whispered. Yes, I would. Okay, I'm calling the police. You don't have to talk to them if you don't want to, but I'm a mandatory reporter, and frankly, this needs to stop before he kills you. 2 officers arrived, Officer Martinez and Officer Thompson. Martinez did most of the talking. Miss Emmy, we understand you were assaulted by your father. He pushed me down the stairs. Can you tell us exactly what happened? I walked them through everything. The medication, the argument, the push. And your brother witnessed this? Thompson asked. Yes, Marcus saw everything. We'll need to speak with him. We're also going to need photographs of your injuries and Dr. Rodriguez's medical report. What happens to my dad? I asked. We'll arrest him on assault charges, Martinez said. Domestic violence, specifically. Given the severity of your injuries and the fact that there's a witness, the DA will likely prosecute. What about Marcus? He can't take care of himself alone. We'll contact social services to ensure he has care, Thompson said. Do you have other family or friends who could help? Mrs. Chen, our neighbor. She'd help. Good. Emmy, I want to be straight with you. Your father's going to be angry. He's going to try to blame you, maybe try to convince you to drop charges. Don't do it. People like him don't change. They just get worse. I know, I said, surprised by how calm I felt. I'm not backing down. They arrested Dad that evening. Mrs. Chen stayed with Marcus while I gave my official statement at the police station. The next day, Dad made bail. He showed up at the house while I was packing some of Marcus's things. Mrs. Chen had agreed to let us stay with her temporarily. Emmy, we need to talk, Dad said from the doorway. His voice was different, softer, almost pleading. We have nothing to discuss. Please, just hear me out. I lost my temper. I didn't mean for you to get hurt. You pushed me down the stairs, Dad. How did you think that would end? I just wanted you to understand. The pressure I'm under, trying to keep this family together. By attacking your daughter? That's your definition of keeping us together? Marcus wheeled over. Dad, you need to leave. Marcus, son, you don't understand. Your sister's making this bigger than it is. I saw what you did, Marcus said quietly. I've been seeing it for years, just didn't want to believe it. What's that supposed to mean? Dad's voice hardened. The way you grab Emmy's arm when you're mad. The way she flinches when you raise your voice. The way we all stop breathing when you walk in the room. I see it, Dad. I've always seen it. You're both being ridiculous. Emmy, be reasonable. Drop these charges and we can work this out as a family. No. No? Just like that? Just like that. You crossed a line you can't uncross. Dad's mask slipped. You realize what you're doing to me? I could go to jail, lose my job, all because you're too sensitive to handle a little discipline? A little discipline? My voice rose. You assaulted me. You could have broken my neck. Oh, please, you're fine. A few bruises never killed anyone. Mrs. Chen appeared in the doorway. Mr. Hayes, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You're violating the restraining order. There's no restraining order. There is as of 2 hours ago, she said, holding up papers. Temporary order of protection. You need to be at least 500 feet from Emmy and Marcus. Dad's face went purple. You can't keep me from my own sons. Marcus is an adult and Emmy's his legal guardian now, Mrs. Chen said. The court approved it this morning. You have no say anymore. This is insane! Emmy, you're really going to do this? Destroy your family over one mistake? One mistake? I stepped closer. How about the time you threw my laptop against the wall because I forgot to do the dishes? Or when you locked me out of the house for 6 hours in winter because I talked back? Or every single time you've grabbed me hard enough to leave bruises? Which one mistake are we talking about, Dad? He stared at me, and I saw it. The realization that he'd lost control of the narrative. You're going to regret this, he said quietly. When you're struggling alone, when reality hits, you'll come crawling back. I'd rather struggle alone than live in fear. We'll see how tough you are when... He moved toward me fast, and Mrs. Chen stepped between us. Don't even think about it, she said. Officer Martinez is parked right outside. One move, and you'll be in cuffs before you can blink. Dad looked at all of us, his family slipping through his fingers. Then he did the worst thing possible. He grabbed a picture frame off the shelf and threw it at the wall near Marcus's head. Glass shattered everywhere. If I can't have my family, nobody can, he shouted. Marcus screamed. Mrs. Chen was already on her phone with 911, and I just stood there, watching my father implode, feeling nothing but relief that we were finally going to be free. The assault charge became aggravated assault after the picture frame incident. Dad's lawyer tried to arrange a meeting. My client wants to apologize, the lawyer said over the phone. He's seeking anger management counseling, wants to make amends. Tell your client I don't accept his apology and I don't want amends. I want him to face the consequences of his actions. Miss Hayes, surely you can see that rehabilitation is better than... Officer Martinez told me people like my father don't change. I believe him. The trial was surprisingly quick. Marcus testified, his voice shaking but clear. My father has always been controlling, but I thought it was just his personality. When I saw him push Emmy down those stairs, I realized it was abuse. He didn't care that she was hurt. He cared that she'd defied him. Mrs. Chen testified about the years of incidents she'd witnessed, things I didn't even know she'd seen. I'd hear yelling through the walls, see Emmy with new bruises. She'd always have an excuse, clumsy, bumped into something. But I knew. I should have called sooner. I failed those kids. Dr. Rodriguez's testimony about the pattern of injuries was damning. The prosecutor was excellent, a woman named Sarah Chen, no relation to Mrs. Chen. Mr. Hayes wants you to believe this was a one-time loss of control, she told the jury. But the evidence shows a pattern of abuse spanning years, culminating in a violent assault that could have killed his daughter. This isn't about punishment. It's about protecting these young people from further harm. Dad took the stand in his own defense. Big mistake. I love my children, he said. I was under financial stress, and I made a terrible mistake. But I'm not a monster. Mr. Hayes, Sarah said during cross-examination, you threw a picture frame at your disabled son's head. How is that not monstrous? I wasn't aiming at Marcus. I was just angry. You were angry, so you threw glass near a wheelchair-bound young man who couldn't dodge. Do I have that right? It wasn't like that. What was it like? He couldn't answer. The jury deliberated for 3 hours, guilty on all counts. The sentencing hearing was harder. Dad's lawyer made an emotional plea. Your Honor, Mr. Hayes is a veteran, an injured worker, a man who made mistakes but deserves a chance at redemption. The judge, a stern woman named Judge Anderson, looked at me. Miss Hayes, would you like to make a statement? I stood up. Your Honor, my father wants redemption, but he's never actually said he's sorry. Not really. He's sorry he got caught. Sorry there are consequences. But he's not sorry for hurting me, for terrorizing Marcus, for years of control and fear. People keep saying he deserves another chance, but what about the chances he stole from us? The years we lived in fear? I don't want revenge. I just want him far enough away that we can finally breathe. Judge Anderson sentenced him to 4 years with mandatory counseling. After the trial, Marcus and I moved into a small apartment. Mrs. Chen helped us get set up, even gave us some of her old furniture. How are you really doing? She asked one evening, helping me hang curtains. Honestly, I feel lighter, like I've been carrying this weight forever and just realized I could put it down. And Marcus? He's thriving, started online classes, made some friends through a disability support group. He's actually happy. What about when your father gets out? We'll deal with it then. But he doesn't control us anymore. That's what matters. Marcus wheeled in with takeout menus. Thai or pizza tonight? Your choice, I said. Really? I get to choose? I laughed. Yeah, Marcus, you get to choose. He grinned. Thai, definitely Thai. And Emmy? Thank you for everything. Thank you for testifying. That took guts. We make a good team, he said. Mrs. Chen raised her water glass. To new beginnings and better families, the ones we choose. We clinked glasses, and I looked around our tiny apartment with its mismatched furniture and bare walls, and felt more at home than I ever had in that big house with Dad. Some people say family is everything. But sometimes, everything means nothing if it comes with fear. Real family, the kind that matters, doesn't hurt you for helping someone you love. What would you do if someone you trusted hurt you for doing the right thing? Have you ever had to choose between family loyalty and your own safety? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more true stories of standing up against injustice.